2 in section 4.2. Your task is to estimate how far an object will travel between 0 and 8. And you have only this velocity table. And it talks about doing all this stuff here and blah, blah, blah. And it says, do a left endpoint. And notice that they have made these rectangles all left endpoints. Now, this long paragraph down here is saying, okay, these are not going to be the correct distances traveled based on the areas here because this has got not here. But they're not sure what this curve really does. It could have been assuming that you drove constantly and then instantly changed to a different speed and then drove at that speed, then instantly changed to this speed and go to that speed, then instantly change to this speed, go there, and then instantly change to that speed and go there. That's what we would be actually calculating. If it would, at the very beginning, it was going -4 feet per second, and it held that for the whole second until it hit 1, and then instantly it was -2, then -3. And that's what these areas are. And that's what it's trying to explain in this long paragraph down here. But all we're going to do is figure out what this comes out to be. And so to do lefts, we don't do this last one. The heights are going to be the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and eighth one. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and eighth, and not the ninth one. The width of each interval is 1, so it's going to be 1 times, for each one of these, times -4 plus -2 plus 3, -3 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 2 plus 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All 8 of these. Well, that's -6, -9, -8, -6, -3, 0, 2. And so we get 2. Total displacement, 2. Now the total distance traveled, so the displacement is 2. That's how far it is from where it's set. So we're keeping track of negative here and positive here. Now if they just want the distance traveled, then we're going to ignore any negatives. We're just going to add up all the area as if it was all positive. So then we would change these to positive, and so we'd have 4 plus 6 plus 3 is 9, 10, 11, 12, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And so we would have 20 for the distance traveled. So when you're going backwards or going forwards, we still count it as distance traveled. Okay? But it ends up only 2 feet from where it started. And the units are feet, because this is because it was feet per second and seconds in the original problem. Okay? Now part 2 of this number 2 says do the same thing, but only use the right hand deal. So this is acting like the speed it was at 1 second was what it was the whole time, and then all of a sudden it went for the speed it was at the end of 2 seconds. And you ignore this one, and so now we're going to do basically the same equation, except we're going to drop the -4 and put in the 4 at the end. So if I take away 4 and add 4, take away a -4 and add 4, that's going to increase this by 8, and so instead of 2, it's going to be 10. You can go through the math and do that, but you can basically do -2 plus -3 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4. And you should, and at all times 1, because that's the width of the interval, and you should get 10. And then if you do ignore the negatives on those 2, which were -2 and -3, so that would make it 10 greater than what it was before. Well, let's see. Yeah, 10 greater than 10, which would make it 20. Okay? That's number 2.